Hi, friends. It's Miss Caroline or Mrs. Sherb. I am excited to be making these videos for you, and my hope is that you will be able to watch these videos as I read a special story. And if you are working on certain speech sounds, what I want you to do is while you're listening, I want you to be listening for words that have your sounds in them. And we've done this before in our small groups, so it shouldn't be anything too new. I want you to find 5 words that I say that have your sounds in them. And then I want you to practice those words this week. Pretty simple, right? And if you are working on your language goals, then we'll be asking some questions at the end of this story to help us think more about the story and be able to answer questions like from our question rainbow. Sorry, it's backwards, but this should look familiar to my friends as well. We've got our who's, what, where, and those are really the 3 main questions that we've been practicing: who, what, and where. When, why, how, or other types of questions that we might ask. But these are really the 3 that we've been focusing on. So at the end of the story, what I'll do is I'll hold up our question cards and ask some specific questions from our story. And I'd like for you to practice answering these, okay? If there are other questions that your parents or guardians come up with while you're listening to this story, you should answer those too. I'll also be doing a vocabulary activity with our EET or Expanding Expressions tool, and I will have that available later, okay? So let's get started, friends. Today we're going to hear a story called Ninja Red Riding Hood. And this is a special story because it's a little bit different than the Red Riding Hood story that we're used to, or that you might be used to. So let's look at the cover first. I see a wolf and I see a girl, and she's wearing a red cape and a hood. Wow, look at how she's standing. Her arms and legs like that. I wonder what's going to happen. Remember, if you're listening for specific words that have your sounds in them, be thinking and listening really hard, okay? Here we go. Once upon a ninja-filled time, a wolf couldn't catch any prey. He kept getting licked by the dinner he picked and was growing more ticked by the day. This is his prey. These are things he wants to eat. Look here, he wants to eat a bird, a bunny, a turtle, and a grasshopper. But uh-oh, he's not getting any of them, not yet. His belly was aching for bacon. I'm wasting away, he complained. To huff and to puff was no longer enough, so he snuck into school to be trained. What is he thinking about? Look at this school he snuck into. It means he quietly got in. This doesn't look like a school where we learn our reading and writing and math. I wonder what they're going to learn. He practiced his katas for hours and mastered the whirlwind and wheel. He jackknifed and flipped and at last felt equipped to once again catch a good meal. He's learning how to become a special ninja. That's what I think. Remember, if you're listening for those words that have sounds in them, be thinking really hard. Drooling with anticipation, he set off in search of some meat. While deep in the wood, he met Riding Hood. I'm bringing my grandma a treat. He met her. She's bringing a treat. I wonder what it is. The wolf licked his chops when he saw her and hastily thought up a plan. There are blossoms that way. You can pick a bouquet to give to your little old gran. Blossoms. I wonder what those are. A bouquet. Have you heard of a bouquet of flowers? So maybe he wants her to go pick some flowers. Then the wolf took a shortcut to Grandma's. Oh, remember where he's going? Where he thought that he'd find her in bed. But Granny was gone, so he put her robe on and eagerly waited for Red. Where was he going? grandma's. And he thought he would find her, but he didn't. So look at him all dressed up, wearing a robe and lipstick. Ah, silly wolf. Soon after, he heard someone knocking. He called out, "My dear, come on in." "Oh, don't you look good in your lovely red hood, but a shame you've gotten so thin." He said, "Come here." Oh, there's Red. Remember, she picked some flowers, the blossoms. And here's her treat she has. It looks like a pie. Little Red took a look at her granny and said, "What on earth did you do? I could swear that your eyes have completely changed size. Hey, Gran, are you sure that that's you?" She's looking at those eyes and doesn't think that they look like her grandma's. Of course it is me, my sweet darling. The better to see you, my dear. And your ears are so long. Wow. Something really seems wrong. Oh, my girl, all the better to hear. Because we hear with our ears. And those biceps, this is your bicep, a special muscle. My gosh, they look massive. And your triceps and delts are immense. That means huge or big. The better for hugging, her grandma said, shrugging. Dear Red, that's just plain common sense. And those teeth, they look so much sharper. Why, yes, all the better to chew. 'Cause what do we do with our teeth? Yes, we use them to eat. He jumped out of bed to gobble up Red, but, uh-oh, you think he's gonna catch her? It looks like she's getting away. She'd gone to ninja school too. Remember that special school the wolf went to? He learned to become a ninja, and so had Red. She grappled and sideswiped and twisted and escaped from his clutches unscratched. Wow, there were a lot of S-blends in that sentence. She attempted a lock, but he managed to block. That means he stopped her. They appeared to be evenly matched. They are both ninjas. They both know how to fight. Just then, they both heard someone chopping. A woodsman, Red thought, but instead, it was Gran and her G. She'd just come from Tai Chi. Don't you dare harm a hair on her head. Grandma came back to the house. The wolf took a swing in that instant, but Red deftly dodged the attack. She got a good grip, threw him over her hip, and the wolf wound up flat on his back. Oh, she did it! I'll skedaddle. That means I'll get out of here, the wolf said in anguish as he struggled back up on his feet. Just a second, you beast. You will not be released till you promise to give up red meat. Though his tummy still rumbled with hunger, oh, he's hungry, the wolf faced his rival and vowed. It means he made a promise. Ninja Red, you have won. My meat days are done. Oh, Redchin, said Gran, I'm so proud. So he said he's done fighting. He's done eating meat. Look at those two. She's not very happy at him, is she? The wolf, he looks a little tired and sad. Then Red and the wolf bowed politely, and Gran gave him half her peach pie. Oh, that was the treat that she carried. It was a peach pie. The wolf was a mess. He'd had way too much stress. I guess I'll give yoga a try. What yoga is? Yoga is like very calming moves that we do. He enrolled at the Downward Dog Center, where his tension began to decrease. He studied with yogis and said no to meat hoagies, and felt at last truly at peace. So he is happy now. No more fighting, No more eating meat. The end. Wow, that was a good story. That was really different than the Little Red Riding Hood story that I've heard before. How about you? Okay, I've got some questions here that I'm going to ask, and I'll hold up our special question cards. Okay. Remember, for our who questions, we're thinking about people, animals, or groups. So let's think, who are our characters in the story? I think our characters are Little Red Riding Hood, the wolf, and Gran. Here's a what question. Remember, our what questions can be actions or things that we do or objects. What happened to the wolf when he tried to catch his dinner? Well, this was an action. Remember the animals? They were hitting and kicking and flipping him. Where did the wolf go to become a ninja? Remember, a where question is a place. That's right. The wolf went to a special school to become a ninja. Here's another where question. Where, what place, did Red meet the wolf? Can you remember where they were? Yeah, they were in the woods when he met her. Okay. Back to a what question, but think about an object this time. What was Little Red Riding Hood bringing to her grandmother? She was carrying it in her hand. Yes, it was a dessert. It was a treat, but we didn't know what it was yet. We found out at the end of the story. It was a pie. Who did the wolf dress up as? He put on lipstick and a special robe. That's right, he dressed up as Gran. He tried to trick Red Riding Hood. Who finally got the wolf to stop what he was doing? Yes, it was Gran and Red. They both were able to get him to stop fighting and to stop eating meat and to become better at yoga. All right, friends, that was our story for today. If you were listening for certain speech sounds and you need to listen to the story again, that's a great idea too. Remember, try to find 5 words that have your sounds in them. For example, if you're working on your k sound, like in cat or cookie, you could listen for words like a good one. Oh, here's one. Bacon has our k sound in the middle. Or if you're listening for words that are S blends, you could be listening for words like snuck or school. Those are our S blends. If you're working on words that have L in them, you could be listening for words like last or flipped. That's an L blend. If you're listening for words that have your F or F sound in them, I have one that I said a lot. Wolf has your F sound in it. All right, friends. There are 5 vocabulary words that I'll be talking about with the EET in a different video, okay? The words are wolf, ninja, blossoms, robe, and teeth. And we're going to be talking about what group they belong to. Remember, green group. What do we do with them, or what do they do? Remember, blue do. And what does it look like? And we can talk about the size, shape, color to describe. And this helps us with our vocabulary. All right, I'll see you later. Bye.